Discounts on schedules. Previously, we learned about discount schedules. So, how we can create discounts by creating the discount schedules like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That means if you want to apply discounts for pack of products, for example, if you are selling a product from 10 to 50, and if you want to apply some discount, like it is called a promotion, like I told you. So, it is called a promotion. So, from 10 to 50, if customer purchases products, we'll apply 10% discount. If it is between 50 to 100, we'll apply some other discount. And if it is more than 100, we'll apply different discounts. So, like that, we'll divide the discounts into schedules, and we apply those discount schedules to the product. So, in between the range and slab. Now, today I will discuss about the discounts on bundles. How we can create discounts on bundles. For example, you are selling a bundles. So in those bundle, what we'll have? We'll have different options. Options are nothing but products. So by combining different types of products into a single product, we'll call it as a bundle. So we'll sell different bundles on the organization. So when we are selling a bundles, we can apply discounts on entire bundle and also individual options also. We have that facility in the Salesforce CPQ. So when you are selling the products, you can apply discount on either complete bundle, you can apply discounts on either complete bundle or an individual products. So if you are applying the discounts, you can give discount options on both complete bundle or also for the individual option, that is individual products. Okay, how we can create it now? We will say it practically. So for this purpose, I took an example product, that is security console bundle. So in this bundle, we have different types of products already added to it. So we'll look at this bundle and we'll apply the discount on it. So once you go to the Salesforce CPQ homepage, click on the products and go to all products. Here you can search for security console bundle. Open the security console bundle, and here you are seeing the different options, that is different products that were added to this specific product. If you click on the options, you will see different products here, because all these products will form the security console bundle. Okay, here I want to apply discount on specific product. For example, I will take this product. So on this product option, I want to apply discount specifically. So what I will do, I will open this product option. This is the product option, and I will move on to the discount field. So here you will see the discount field. You're seeing discount percentage field. So if you want to apply a discount percentage, you can give the discount percentage here. Or if you want to apply specifically some amount like $10, $20 like that, you can give that discount amount also here in the discount amount field. But if you want to give in the percentage options, then you have to give it in the discount percentages. Now I'm giving the discount percentage here. Click on edit option and add. For example, I want to give 10% discount on this specific product. Click on save. So what will happen whenever you add this bundle? That bundle will have this 10% discount option. That means only for the specific bundle, because we have given in the product option, not on the directly product page. We have given in the product option. So whenever you add security console bundle to the quote, to that bundle, for this product option we are giving the 10% discount. I will show you how it will looks like. So go to the quote. So I'm taking this quote, click on edit lines. So we'll add this security console product. Then you will see the discount that we have created on the product option. Only for this specific bundle only, this product of this discount will be applicable. Only that to the specific product option, not entire bundle. If you want to apply for the discount for the entire bundle, we need to modify it on the product bundle page. Here we have given only on the product option. I will show that one also. Now I'm adding the product. Click on save. See here, the 10% discount has been applied to this product. If you click on here, you will see the original price of this product is $65, but we have applied the 10% discount. So it's showing you special price of 58.50. Okay. If you change the quantity, you can also observe. If you want to give additional discount on any other product bundle also, you can add it here in the modifying the code page. That is edit line code page. Yes, we can apply discounts on different parts. Like I told you previously, we'll apply the discounts on different parts. That is while editing the code or on code page or on opportunity, and also on individual products or on individual code line editors or on individual product options. Like that we can apply discounts on different page levels also. We can apply these discounts. So for this product option, this $10 is applied. Like this, we'll apply the discount schedules on discounts on product bundles. Now we'll check another one. We'll also create the volume based discounts. How we can create the volume based discounts and what are those discounts, we'll discuss now. Volume based discounts. These are nothing but, like I told you, we need to create the discount schedules. So whenever we are selling the products in the volumes, like 10, 20, 30, 40, like that. So whenever we are selling the products in volumes, we'll apply these discounts. So we'll create the discount schedules, and we'll select the range and slab, and we'll create the discount tiers, and we'll apply the discounts. So this can be created, discounts can be created not only for the particular product. Once we have created the discount schedules, it can be applicable to the different products in the organization. So not for the specific product, we cannot, we not only apply the discount schedules. Once we have created a discount schedule, that particular discount schedule can be applicable to the different product options in the organization. For example, I have created a discount schedule whenever I am selling the computer package, but I want to apply same type of discount schedule to different package that is related to the laptop or home appliances, like that. So what I have to do, you can directly apply, take this discount schedule and apply to that product also. It is not mandatory that you have to create the discount schedule for every product. One discount schedule can be applicable to many products in the organization. So we create the discount schedule. If you want to apply same type of discount schedule for different product also, you can use it. Now we'll create the discount schedules, and how we can create that I will show you practically. So here click on the discount schedules, click on new, and you need to enter some fields which are mandatory. You will see the red mark here. Those are the mandatory fields that you need to select. This is the name that I am giving for this discount schedule, and by default this is the range, that means between 10 to 50 range. Slab means if you are fixing the product. Okay, we'll discuss that one also. Here we are, by default we are selecting the range and also discount unit percent. So I want to give percentage of discount instead of the amount of the discount. Save it. Now what we'll do, we have to create the tiers. So click on edit tiers. So this is the first level tier I am creating. So I am giving the first level. You can give any name, but that is meaningful. For example, if you are creating the discount schedules for a laptop package, and if you are giving a discount on those product bundle for headphones or mouses or keyboards, because if you are selling the product in your bundle, you have to give some discounts to the companies. So at that time, when you are creating the discount schedules for each every tier, you cannot give the first level. So at that time, you have to select a meaningful name. For example, if you are giving a discount schedule for headphones, so you can create headphones one set or second set, set one, set two, like that, first level, second level, or first product or second product, like that. You can create your meaningful name. So the lower bound should be the 100, and the upper bound I'm giving here is 200. I'm applying discount of 10%. Next, I'm creating the another level, that is second level. So here, when you are creating the discount schedule, the tiers for the first level of the upper bound and the lower level of the second level should be the same. Okay, if you apply given to 201 instead of 200, what will happen? It will not take. So the CPQ by default has created the program like that. So the upper bound and the lower bound of the respective levels should be the same. The thing only that we change is the discount percentages. So the upper bound of the first level and the lower bound of the second level should be the same in order to apply the discount schedules, or in order to create the discount tiers on the discount schedules. Otherwise, it will throw you an error. I'm leaving the upper bound here in the second level. That means if customer purchases more than 200 products up to 1000 or 10,000, whatever it may be the number, I want to give only 10%. It means if you left the upper bound in the last level, that means beyond 200, any number of the products can be given under 20% discount. So click on save. Now go to the products, search for product RFID key card, because we have created the discount schedule for this product. So here, click on it, click on edit, and apply this discount schedules. Here you will see that in the pricing field, you will see the pricing method and everything details. Here I want to apply the discount schedule. So here, if you go to the discounting options, you will see the discount schedule, term discount schedule, like that. So here now we have created the discount schedule. So I will apply those discount schedule, that is bulk case. So click on it and save. So we have successfully applied the discount schedule for this product. Now I will check it. Go to the quotes. Click on edit lines and add this product. Select. So whenever you change the quantity of the product, you will automatically see the changes. For example, here I have added the product. Now I'm giving 100 products quantity. I'm changing the quantity and click on calculate. Now you'll see the difference. Here one product value cost $1. Now I have changed the quantity to 100 products. It will change it the value to 90 cents. That means it has applied the 10% discount to it. If I change this value to 210, for example, and click on calculate, now the cost will be changed again. Why? Because 20% discount is applicable above 200 products. So here 200 products above, I have created the discount schedule type, that is for 20%. So I have added the quantity as 210. So here it applied the 20% discount to the product. So in this way, for the volume based products, we will create the discount schedules. Now we can also configure the quantities for the discount schedules. So when we are creating the discount schedule, you have observed one thing. You have different fields in the discount schedules. That is called aggregation scope. So what is an aggregation scope? So this is the important setting when you are selling the products in a volume based, and if you want to apply the discounts to the volume based products. So these wheels tell you CPQ how to handle the multiple code lines that share the same discount schedules. For example, like I told you, when you create the discount schedule, it can be applicable to the different types of products, not only for the single product. We have created the discount schedule for RFID key card, but I want to apply this discount schedule to another product also. So at that time, if you fill the aggregation scope field, then it is easy for the CPQ to understand the purpose of this discount schedule, and it will give the same type of features to the other products also. So there are different type of possible choices for the aggregation scope. So what are those? So there are three options in the aggregation scope. Those are quote, group and none. So if you want to apply this aggregation scope, if you want to apply this discount on entire quote, then you can select the quote level. So if you, it will evaluate this discount schedule feature on the quote level. If you want to apply the discount schedules, evaluate on the groups, that is, whenever we are creating the codes, what we will do, sometimes we will divide the codes into group of products. For example, if you have added the software products and hardware products, and you want to divide them into two different groups, software related products and hardware products of two different groups. So if you want to evaluate on the specific group, instead of applying to the entire code, if you want to evaluate the aggregation into different, that is only for the particular group, what you can use this group option from the pick list field value of the aggregation scope. So what will happen, when you select the group, it will be applicable to the group in that code level. If you are selected the code, what will happen, the discount schedule, that aggregation will be applied to the entire code instead of adding it to the different specific codes, specific groups. This same will be applicable to the bundles also. So if you are applying the discount schedule, and also you have selected the aggregation scope as a code or group like that, for the bundles also you can manage it. So if you select the code and you are editing the configuring the bundle, so at the time also this will be manageable by selecting the different options in the discount schedule. So when you are creating the discount schedule, you can see that one. Here you are seeing the aggregation scope. Here it gave the code and group. So if you select the code, what will happen? It will applicable to the entire code instead of to the particular product. Okay. So if you select the group means, so in code we'll create the groups. So in the, if you select the group means you have to give the group name also, and also you can select the code here. If you want to particularly apply to the specific code, you can select it here, or if you want to apply to the specific account, because like I told you, we'll give some discounts and promotions to the specific account related customers also. If he is a customer for 10 years for us, then we will give separate discounts to the customer. So at that time we will use this kind of settings for the individual accounts. So if you want to apply these discount types to the specific account, so whenever you add the products to that particular account opportunities, so what will happen, these discounts can be applicable to the particular account. So we also have the another option, cross product segregation. So whenever you are applying the aggregation scope, you can also have the option of cross product aggregation. For example, like I told you, so whenever you are adding the products, or whenever you are adding the and creating the discount schedule, you have the option of adding the aggregation scope, and also you can apply same the discount schedules to different products also. So like that, so we have created the discount schedules for RFID key cards, but sales reps want to apply same discount schedule to another product. So what they will do, they can select the cross product, that is here. If you see, you have that option of cross product. Okay, if you select this option, then the products that are available in the same code. So note, so if you're creating the, if you're adding the cross product aggregation, then that another product should be in the same code. So if you want to use this cross product aggregation, the product that you want to add should be on the same code along with the RFID key card. So along with this product, you can add to another product also by using the cross product aggregation. Next. So once we have created the discount schedule, there is another way of creating filtering the discounts for specific products or specific codes. Okay, so that is nothing but filtering the records and fields for discounts. So what we have to do is, what is the purpose of this? So in order to filter the records, what we have to do? We need to check the customer's account details, that is the past purchase history. We look at the purchase history of the customer and we will filter the products and the records that are available on the account, and we will filter the products that customer purchased frequently. So depends on it, we can apply the discounts. So for that we need to create the some fields in order to filter the purchase history of the customer in order to apply the special discounts to the customers. So for that purpose what we have to do is, we need to go to the object manager and select the asset. So why? Because whenever customer is a continuous customer and he is a frequent customer and he is purchasing from us frequent products that are same products or different products, we'll have the relationship with the customer. So they will add some products as their assets. Why? Because they need those products frequently. So what they will generate the contracts, or they will create us to create the contracts, and also ask us to apply some discounts. We'll give some discounts based on the customer purchase history. So if the customer is a long lasting customer, we'll apply the some other discount. If he has some assets which he is purchasing from us frequently, that is, for example, if it is a software company, they will purchase the different types of software related products frequently. The antivirus products or installation services or maintenance services or repair services. Those are also the products. So they will become the assets. So what we will do, we'll generate the contracts on those products. So whenever we are generating the contracts, what we will do is, because based on his purchase history, we'll apply some discounts. So in order to filter those purchase history, in order to filter those assets, what we have to do is, we need to create a some setup like that, creating the specific fields to filter the records, and also once we have filtered the fields, created the fields, then it will be easy for us to filter the records since a year or 2 years, 3 years, like that. It depends on the history that is required for the sales reps to apply the discounts. So for that purpose, what we have to do is, on the asset page, we need to create the some specific fields to filter the records. So I'm creating a new field here And it is a formula because we need to filter the records based on his purchase history. So for that purpose, I am creating a formula field here. So select the formula, click on next, and give a name, budget this error. So and the output should be the number. Why? Because checkbox. Why? Because we need to select the checkbox in order to filter the records. Then we need to enter the formula. From today minus purchase date is less than 365. So no syntax error. Next, save it. Now what we have to do, we need to, once it is selected, we need to filter those records. That is, we need to get the answers when we selected that checkbox. So where we need to get those details on the quote level. So go to the object manager, and in the quote level also we need to get the answer for the purchase this history records. So select the quote. Here click on the fields and relationships, and here also you need to create the formula field because it has to be filter the records based on the history. This will be called as a twin field. It will become the twin field. Purchase. Whether I give same name or not. Next, the output is text value. What should be the formula? True. If checkbox is selected, you need to get the values. Now, once we have created, pull the records, what we have to do? We need to check the discount schedules also. Go to the discount schedule. Click on constraint field. Here we need to add the purchase this year field. I just created the purchase this year field, so we'll copy paste that one, this one. So we need to copy the API name, paste it here, and save it. Now I will go to the discount schedule that I have created. Click on this one that we have already created and click edit and select the cross order products, and here for the constant field I'm selecting the purchased this year and save it. Now, so I want to test it whether it is applying for the specific account or not, and also on the cross products, sorry, cross orders. Okay, I will test it now. So to test this one, what we have to do is we need to choose specific account. So here I am choosing the account. Go to all accounts, select this one, click on the related tabs, select a code from this related tab. So we're able to see the codes here which are related to this account, specific account. Go to the related tab. Here you are seeing the one. So click on code. Now we'll add the products. Select this product. So I will change the quantity to 50. So here, so it has applied the 10% discount. So based on the purchase history also the discount has been applied. So previously they have purchased the RFID key cards on different times. So already, let me show you. They have previously already placed the order and they have purchased the products. So based on their history, purchase history, they it took the discount for 10, because when we created the discounts for 10 to 200, 10%, not below the 100. But here we have changed the quantity to just 50. But after changing the quantity, it has applied automatically 10% discount. Why it has been applied? Depends on the purchase history of the particular account. It took the value because they have already purchased 50 products previously. So now again they are purchasing the 50 products. So on an average, so it will become the 100 products. So it applied the 10% discount. If I change this quantity to, for example, 151, and I will click on calculate, then what will happen? It has applied the 20% discount. That means they already purchased 50 products, and now they are purchasing again 150 more products. That means which will become the more than 200 products. So based on the purchase history also, we can apply the discount on a aggregate level. Okay, this is how we can apply the discounts for different products.